Welcome to Real Talk Christian Podcast, where we drink coffee and have real conversations on faith, culture, and society. I'm one of your hosts, Mark Hyde, and we are so glad that you have joined us for another episode, and sadly, the final episode of RTC on the road. We have had one heck of a fun summer meeting so many of you guys between Revive Fest and the couple weddings that we went to. It's been a whole lot of fun for Fuller and I just to take the podcast out of the basement and go shake some hands, touch some grass, and have a good time out of the studio. If you are new to RTC, we are so glad that you are here, and we hope that we can just engage with you on your faith journey. And if you've listened to the show so many times, you have heard us say this over and over and over again, but we love you guys, and we are so thankful that you are here to hang out with us for another episode of Real Talk Christian Podcast. In this episode, we are actually coming back home from Revive Fest, where we had 2 long days of workshops and emceeing the festival and, shaking hands with folks and, zebra cakes and Swiss cake rolls, which, fun fact, it's mid-October and I have my last one sitting over here on my desk, Barbie. I'll pound that thing out here in just, in a couple of days. I got, your boys got to watch a dairy intake a little bit. But in this episode of RTC on the road, again, we're coming back home from Revive Fest. This is the episode, in case you've been wondering, where we get pulled over mid-episode of us recording. So we had to stop recording, put a new recording back on. So you'll hear a quick little audio cuts out and then cuts back on. No biggie. Nobody got a ticket, but it was, oh gosh. It's not a party with RTC until you get the cops involved. Am I right? Nah. We too old for that. But in this episode, just so you know, if you are new to RTC, you gonna hear us banter a little bit. You gonna hear us talk about random stuff off the cuff. Questions that you guys, though, inside of the RTC Facebook community have asked, such as, who would win in a boxing match between Mark and Fuller? Me and Fuller. And we know who the answer would be. Right? I think so. Another one is, what are your favorite coffee orders? Another one is, what's your favorite book of the Bible? What non-biblical person would you want to most spend the day with? Primarily in the Christian world. Another one is, if you could actually change one decision in history or personally, what would it be? And the question where we spend most of the time in the middle of all these questions is there something that almost made you leave the Christian faith? What was it, and how did you overcome it? We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you do, just like always, leave a rating and review wherever you're listening to podcasts. And if you're on Spotify, you can comment on it. I'm a little backdated on responding to a handful of comments we've gotten here recently, so I will get to those if you have to comment. Just know I will be hopefully replying back to those here in just a little bit. Make sure you stay tuned for next week for a Halloween episode that we are working on right now. And I know you guys always enjoy our Halloween episodes, so we'll make sure that's a good one. And then we'll be back in the studio after that, continuing to have real conversation around faith, culture, and society. And with us being back in the actual studio, that means only one thing. Fun Facts with Fuller will be coming back. But either way, I'll turn it over to the car where we have these different conversations and hopefully just give you guys a great, how do I land the plane on this? Have a great listening time with us? I don't know. It's a late night for me here too. Either way, I'll send it to the car. Hey, what is up, RTC fans?
What's going on?
So our voices are shot, but we just finished day 2 of Revive Fest, my guy.
After a week-long BBS.
Ooh, which we talked about last time.
Yeah.
We beat the horse. But the horse we are going to beat right now is
Revive Fest.
We had one fun day. Dude.
Man, what a rainy day today, though. It rained most of the day.
So some of you guys who listen, I can't even do, how I do my podcast where I go, into my...
Hey, guys. How's it going? It sounds like Larry the Cucumber.
I can't get there. I'm losing my voice. So y'all get the morning voice from Mark, even though it's 11 o'clock at night. But so we just finished Revive Fest, had a great time doing that.
Absolutely,
we met,
as always.
Which, side note, if you guys are newer to the podcast because you met us at Revive Fest this last year, make sure you send us a shout out, send us an email, realtalkchristianpodcast@gmail.com. But ultimately, we are excited to just meet people in person.
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was a great time getting to meet new people, old people that we knew, friends.
Go to Atwood's?
Yeah.
Love us some Atwood's.
Barb Atwood, we really were picking on her.
Can we talk about what happened today?
Which part?
So, Barbie and is it Barney? Is that right?
I think so.
The Atwoods, if I mess it up, Barb, let me know. So the Atwoods know that you boys love some zebra cakes.
And Swiss rolls.
And Swiss rolls. So we had a workshop this morning, which you guys will probably hear that episode here I'm guessing next episode we drop. We'll see when we drop that one. Or maybe
Well,
let's listen to it. I don't
so
know.
maybe it's already dropped then.
Maybe it's already dropped. Maybe it's already dropped.
Depending on when you release it.
We'll see. We'll see. But either way, so we had a morning workshop that we've done the last couple of years at Revive. 3 years. This is our third year doing it, or second year.
Did we have one the first year? We might have had one the first year we came, didn't we?
No, we didn't do the first year. I don't know. I don't remember. But either way, so we did the one last year on how to share our faith in today's world, and this year we made sure we had some good microphones for that workshop, so we could have some better sounding quality.
Absolutely. Yeah, the quality sounded great.
So before we started, though, Barbie walks in with a big old
brown paper bag. Yep.
And it wasn't like it was big. It was a big bag.
It was big.
And all of a sudden she goes, "Here you go, guys. This is for you." And I open it up. And it is some zebra cake rolls.
Zebra cakes
and Swiss cake. And they were frozen.
Yeah, and so Mark immediately in the middle of the workshop.
No, it was at the beginning.
Dude, we can go back and re-roll the credits on this.
That's true.
It was in the beginning.
And
you were like, I'm going to eat this.
I don't care. It was yummy.
Great.
That's right, because I made the joke of like people probably are just used to be eating food on the podcast by this point.
Yep.
But so we had those, which was absolutely so cool. So dang cool to have those on the podcast. But
we made some new friends during the workshop. A lot of new friends. Bruce and what was his wife's? I'm sorry, I forget his wife's name. We've met so many people.
I'm terrible with names too.
Yeah.
I'm awful. But so we remember Bruce.
Bruce.
I remember from Fighting Emo. Bruce.
So yeah, I had a boss named Bruce, and that's why I remembered it.
And so we met some new friends there. We had some other folks, and I can't remember their names, gave us cinnamon rolls.
Yep. Oh, dude, that was great.
So for breakfast, guys, we swung by a coffee shop that's been on my bucket list for the last, I don't know, ever since we started going up and visiting
Deadlift
Amanda
Coffee.
and Joe in Kalamazoo. A Deadlift Coffee. And I don't stop with 8 kids because it's going to add 20 minutes to our stop.
Absolutely.
I ain't doing that. So we went. We both got some coffee.
Yep.
And we got some beans.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 pounds of beans.
Oh, you grabbed 2?
I grabbed 2.
Oh, I just grabbed 1 bag of beans.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 because I'm crazy like that.
And it was some good coffee.
Oh, it was very good.
Excellent.
Medium roast.
They roasted it right there.
Yep. It was fresh within this week.
Oh, when I went to the bathroom, I heard them fire up the roaster again.
Oh, really?
So they roasted it all the dang time. So we got that, and then we showed up, had zebra cakes / Swiss cake rolls. And then
wait.
Oh, no,
you had
I did.
Zebra cake. Ooh,
well, you're going to get pulled over. Oops. We ran the red light. And then we had cinnamon rolls. So by the time 11 o'clock rolled around, we were sugar high and caffeinated. Yeah. And it was wonderful.
It was.
It was great until 3 o'clock rolled around.
Yeah. Well, and then it was 3 o'clock, and I'm like, man, I'm starving. So then I went and had a big old nom burrito.
Oh, see, I had a brisket.
And then you
sandwich.
had the brisket.
Oh.
And then it was like, oh, man, I ate way too much food because it was so hot and it was raining. And it was like, I feel miserable.
But all of the family was there today, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
Janelle and the kids loved hanging out with them, which Noelle and Shiloh bubbled the entire stage, which was so cool.
Did you see that Aiden, the guy doing the photography, ran up as they were doing the bubbles and shot a picture through the bubbles?
Oh, yeah, and then we helped stage a little bit. We get some better angles and whatnot. Yeah. So, and then Stephen Stanley was even like, okay, these bubbles are cool, guys. And so we were running around everyone was loving it, because we talked about our kids on the stage, and all of a sudden they see our kids.
Yeah. And for people that listen to the podcast, it's really cool to meet our families and see our kids and actually put a face behind the name.
And Janelle's been able to come in the last couple of years, but this is the first time Beth has been in 3 years.
Yeah, right.
Because she was pregnant with Lennox last time she was there. And obviously, you're not taking a newborn out of the middle of the heat. And then you're not taking a kid who just had open heart surgery into the heat. So Lennox's heart was stable.
But little Lennox was hilarious. He was so cute. So when it was raining, Lennox just played in the rain the entire time.
And then he went and gave himself a bubble bath in the bubbles.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Like legit.
Cleanest person there. I guarantee he is.
Gosh. Well, yeah, he smelled like bubble solution the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And so it was cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Cracked. That hurt.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun with the fam. But here's the deal, guys. So we wanted to have another fun heart-to-heart. So we went back into the archive of our questions on the Facebook group. The archives of not just what are some conversations we want to have, but what are things you wanted to know about Fuller. And so since we're both exhausted, bro, and we are tired,
and no prep,
I figured let's just have a fun one.
Sure.
And make it like a friend style where it's like,
The one where you get to know Mark and Fuller.
All right.
That could be
like the banter hour.
Banter hour. I like that. So we'll. Oh crap! I just lost it.
Oh, no.
I'll go back and find it. Oh, no, I found it. Okay. We'll start with an easy one.
All right.
Boxing. Mark versus Fuller. Who would win? And the answer is obviously 1, 2, 3.
Fuller.
I mean, I might float like a butterfly, but I'm gonna get stung like a bee. I'm gonna get popped.
I used to box, so
that's true. That's true.
I am a lot. I wouldn't be able to swing as long. I'm way out
grizzly
of
bear
shape,
versus grass bear. I mean, I got some jabs, but if you get one solid
that's all
hook,
it takes.
I'm gonna go down.
It's like Butterbean throwing his haymakers.
Oh, geez, I would just be smoked. All right, another one. So we're going to I'm gonna make it a two-parter.
Okay.
Oh no, we did this one first. So
right.
we're going to Charbucks.
Okay.
You're going to Charbucks.
Yeah.
What are you ordering at Charbucks?
Venti caramel ribbon crunch with a quad shot of espresso.
And that's what you got this morning. Yesterday.
Yesterday morning. Yep.
So Starbucks, if I'm there to work, I'm getting coffee because it's free refills.
Yeah. I feel like we've answered this question.
Yeah, we have. But whatever. But I love me a mean Americano.
Sure.
But Starbucks makes a crappy almond milk latte. So I used to do those, but they're terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't do that anymore. So I just do coffee at Starbucks. But if we're going to a bougie coffee shop,
like Deadlift.
Or even just like Embassy or Toccoa.
Yeah.
Are you getting coffee or are you still getting like a latte?
I'm probably getting coffee.
Yeah, I
like today at Deadlift, I got coffee.
Yep.
Just like, hey, give me a tall coffee.
That's it. Like I'm here for a mead pour over. You know what I mean?
If it's Starbucks, I got to have the sugar because you got to cover up the nasty flavor. Dude, I'm going to miss another turn.
So while we were getting ready for this episode, guys, we saw about 20 deer.
Yeah, we did almost there's been a bunch of deer, and I'm doing terrible because it's like mile and a half here, turn here, 2 miles here, turn there, and I'm like, geez, man. And then I'm into the conversation, so I'm not paying attention to GPS.
That's hilarious.
And I'm tired, so.
And we're tired. That's true. Another one. What's your favorite book of the Bible, bro?
Ooh, Old Testament or New Testament, or like the whole Bible?
Whole Bible. The whole Bible.
That's a tough one.
I mean, I love me some Maccabees, but
that's not Bible.
So for me, 1 John was my book for a long time.
Right.
Like 1 John was always been my book. Always. But I don't know. Like right now, I'm kind of vibing with the Proverbs.
Man, I'm so right now I'm really vibing Jeremiah. I'm loving. We're doing Jeremiah at church. Loving that.
Jeremiah Jeremiah wasn't a prophet, was it?
He was bullfrog.
No, but what was VeggieTales? Someone was a prophet.
Jonah. Jonah was a prophet.
Jonah was a prophet. Yeah, okay, my bad. But Jeremiah
was the weeping prophet.
And he was a very good friend of mine. So, but why the heck Jeremiah? Like, Proverbs makes sense.
Because
makes sense, but Jeremiah.
It just shows the heart for God that he is just so, through Jeremiah, right? He so wants his people to just follow him and quit doing stupid stuff. And then you have his people that are like, there's nothing wrong with us, and we're just, the problem is really with you, God, and like trying to put the blame on God for the way they're acting. It's just
Which is ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's just, I don't know, it's just a beautiful book to look at how God really reached out for people that were in sin and how they still continued to reject him. I mean, that wasn't beautiful, but the beautiful part of God reaching out to him, even though he's being rejected. And then finally, it's just like, all right, you're going to have your way, and I'm going to have to destroy you. Like, I'm just going to have to. That's ultimately... It's a foreshadowing of what's going to happen at the end of times, where eventually, when he ever decides that that's it, like that's going to be it, right? The judgment's going to come, whether we are ready or not. So it's just a beautiful book, in my opinion.
I like it.
But I'm also studying 1 Samuel, and we're getting ready to do in our small group the book of John. So John, obviously, is a really fun gospel to read and really dive into. It's beautifully written. It's you look at the beloved one of Christ, and the way he's writing, and I just like the little jabs he puts in there. The one whom Jesus loves ran faster than Peter. Like, it's just hilarious to me.
Dude, have you seen that guy on social media where he does all those like little funny clips?
Yeah.
Of like, he doesn't even talk. It's more of like a lot of reactions, and then like he does the voice over the sound effects, but then the text is the biblical captions.
Yeah.
So it's like Peter John or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it said. I remember that was a funny one. But where it's like, John, be nice. Okay. Peter was slow as crap. Like, there's just some funny stuff. All right, so here's another one, all right? If you could only listen to one genre of music the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would be Christian music. I mean,
well, that's not a genre.
It is a genre.
No, it's not.
Go look it up on Pandora. It's gonna go rock, classical music, country, Christian.
But like, there's like
they've done the genre splitting, not me.
Well, right, but normally there's like praise and worship style. There's your Tooth and Nail record out. Like you know, you got your Tooth and Nail folks.
Pull up your Spotify or pull up your Pandora and look at it. When you go to genres, it's going to show you all the genres. I was going to say Christian.
Well, right, but there's also like Christian pop. There's Christian country. There's Christian hip hop.
You're just mad because I found the loophole.
Yeah, you found the stupid loophole. I was going to say country, to be honest with you, because here's the deal: I love punk pop, and I love my rock music. Right, yeah. I'm here for it.
I would say,
but it sounds the same after a while.
Like I'd probably say probably folk music. Or
that's where I thought you were going. Like get some folksy stuff.
Folk music.
All right.
Jonah was a prophet. Ooh, ooh, ooh. VeggieTales. That's the genre I pick.
All right, one more fun one, and then we'll get into the serious one. You ready?
All right.
All right. So if there was one, and I actually have your answer because you typed this one in, so I'm gonna see if you agree with yourself from months ago.
Okay.
If there was one non-biblical person alive or dead, who would you want to spend the day with?
Say that again, one more time.
If there was one, were you listening to the sound of the car?
Yeah.
If there was one non-biblical person alive or dead, who would you want to spend the day with? Non-biblical. So it can't be Jesus or the apostles. It could be anyone in church history or just alive right now.
See, this is the fun thing about it, because as you continue to go through life, your opinions change.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I would probably, at this point in time, would love to spend non-biblical, right?
Non-biblical. Their name cannot be found in the scriptures.
Just another turn.
So how much time is it going to add if we...
I don't know. I'm going to see.
It adds another minute.
2 minutes.
So we've lost 3 minutes so far.
I've lost 5 since we started this journey because I keep getting distracted.
Oh, gosh. That's hilarious.
I would have to say like George Whitefield or something would be cool.
Which is hilarious because that's exactly what you said.
Is that what I said?
That's exactly what you said, was George Whitefield. I'm proud of you.
See, I would just say, the dude was like a tank for the Christian faith in his preaching. I mean, the dude went to fields and drew thousands in by his preaching. And he was able to project his voice to where everybody could hear him. Like, it was crazy. George Whitefield, if you don't know who he is, go look him up. It's well worth the time.
See, I'm thinking like, okay, there's the Christian world. And then
there's your fireworks.
Those aren't from Engedi, are they?
Yeah. Dude, if they are, we're going in circles.
So I'll say, I'm like, that cannot be at the campground.
No, that's not the campground. We're like way far away.
About to say, I was very confused.
We're a half hour away from Engedi right now.
Well, not if we keep missing turns. I'd be going in circles.
You got me there.
Oh, gosh. Because there's like, there's like some sport figures that would be really fun to hang out with, a lot of people in history, like, I'm even thinking like, Marcus Aurelius, like that'd be kind of cool.
He's like, that's about
Richard the Lionheart would be really cool. William, like, oh gosh, there's a lot. I would say C.S. Lewis.
Robin Longstride.
Who?
Huh?
Who? William Wallace?
No, Robin Longstride.
I don't know who the heck that is.
Robin Hood, dude.
Oh, well, if you said Robin Hood.
He's Robin of the Hood.
Robin of the Hood. Which, side note, what's your favorite Robin Hood movie?
Oh, probably the Russell Crowe.
The Russell Crowe one? Yeah. I was going to say the Disney one. With the fox. That's my whistle still to this day. That's my whistle. And it's funny because I hated that movie because Chris, that was his everyday movie. You know what I'm talking about when kids go through that thing of every day? It was after my dad passed away. Right. So give credit to my mom. But she was in survival mode, Sure. And it was really easy for her to tell us, go find something to do. But Chris was... Forest, but... But there is also... There's the one with Russell Crowe. There's obviously Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
There was the one...
Which I've never seen that one.
So
I've never seen that one.
Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner.
I was going to say, there was one. And,
that one's a really good one,
Is it? Okay, I actually have never seen that one.
Wait, what?
No.
Are you even a 90s kid?
Yeah.
how could you be a '90s kid?
My mom sheltered. My mom protected my young eyes.
But you're old now.
I do need to watch it. But I do love me some Mighty Ducks. That's my next movie. But
Mighty Ducks. What's that got to do? Oh.
But no, you're turning here, by the way.
Yeah.
I said give you a grab on that one.
Yeah.
Listen,
stop signs. I don't miss the turn.
Say C.S. Lewis is probably one of the ones that come to mind, but the other one was St. Francis.
Ooh, okay.
St. Francis of Assisi. I think it'd be really cool to chill with for a little bit.
Why you wouldn't be able to talk to him?
I can have one of those transmitter communicators for your watch that you see for time travelers.
Read me up, Scotty. I got my transmitter translator.
One of those suckers, or but like even like John Christendom would be really cool too. Like like some of those guys would be really really cool. But I don't know. C.S. Lewis would be my answer. All right, ready for the serious one?
Sure.
This comes from our favorite Kiwi, if we're allowed to have a favorite Kiwi.
You can't say that, man. You can't say
Well, it's the one that I know the best, just because she's very active in Facebook.
You can't say Kiwi.
Well, I can't?
No.
Arlene, can I call you a Kiwi? 'Cause I think you are a Kiwi, right? I think they're called those Kiwi. Like we call ourselves Americans, they're Kiwis. But
You're probably misgendering or whatever, appropriating them again.
Gosh, but Marlene, let me know if I'm allowed to call you my favorite Kiwi. But so Marlene actually had a hard question. And this is one that I'm not even sure if I'm able to answer right now.
Okay.
Not because I'm dealing with it, but just thinking through it. So, thing that almost made you leave the Christian faith, what is/was it? And how did you overcome it, becoming convinced otherwise? So is there something that... Mic check.
Check 1, 2.
Okay, we're good. All right, guys. Well, we just had an adventure.
This is the third.
Are your headlights on? Are we good? Okay.
Yeah, they're on.
This is the third take of trying.
So I just got pulled over on the way back from Revive Fest.
We
But it's
got a
not
story.
for what you would think.
Fuller's not driving drunk.
I'm not. I did swerve
Well,
a little
you did
bit.
swerve.
I've been missing a lot of roads, and I
But
almost
it's
missed
dark
this road.
as
Dude, it's super
crap
dark. I
out
don't
here.
know where I'm going. I'm unfamiliar with the area. And so I pull, and there was a cop, and I'm like,
We're going to get pulled.
as soon as I turn, I go, I was just like, I went to go swerve into the turn lane and noticed that it wasn't the right road, so I came back to, I said, he's probably taking up drunk and got to pull me over. Mark goes, is he? And I'm like, yep, here he comes. And he's like, no way. He's like, yep. Lights go on. I'm like, he goes, hey, you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, it's probably because I was swerving. Sorry about that. I'm,
We're lost.
lost a little bit, missing my road, trying to find this road. He's like, no, your license plate light is out. That's why I pulled you over.
Which is great that he let us know.
So, well, we're just on our way back from Revive Fest up in Leonidas or whatever, Leonidas.
And he laughed.
Yeah, so we're on our way back to Mishawaka right now. He's all like, oh, okay. He's like, well, let me just get your ID so I can make sure I know who I'm talking to. Absolutely, sir. No problem. So
that was a fun experience.
absolutely. Listen.
Added maybe, 3 minutes. It added 3 minutes to our drive.
It was a quick stop.
That was great.
He was really respectful.
That was great.
He warned us of the windy roads and it's dark up here, so it was no big deal. But
So if you're wondering why Fuller almost left his faith, it's because a cop pulled him over.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
scared the faith right now. It didn't. No, but what I was trying
So
to
let's
say.
get back into it. You were saying that it might be a different answer than mine.
It's a different answer than yours because of the simple fact that I did not almost leave the faith. I did leave the faith.
I was wondering if you were going to go into that. Yeah.
And the reason I left the faith was because of really it came down to church hurt. Somebody that I admired the most, really saying some unkind and hurtful things at one point in my life. Non-Christian things, actually cussing me out in a church service.
Oh wait, excuse me?
Yeah,
Dang.
and because I admired this man.
I know
so
you told
much.
me that, I'm sure, but I'm just
It
still.
broke
Jeez.
me. Now, granted, I was already taking steps down a bad road, but that was like.
But that was just I'm out.
Launched me.
I'm out.
So after that is when I actually moved down to Florida. Within like a couple weeks after that.
So you didn't just leave the church; you dipped the state.
Yeah, I was gone. Like I was already fighting with my parents, and that the church I was at and that guy were kind of the last things that I had to hold on to. And then once that happened, it was like, there's no need to stay here anymore.
All right, so timeline with that then, bro. So you went to PCC, Pensacola Christian.
Yeah.
And then you did that for 1 year.
Yeah.
Then you came back home.
Came back 2008.
And then, so when did you dip and go back to Florida?
2011.
Oh, so it's a couple years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's when you went to Florida, walked away from your faith completely,
Right.
started working in the airline industry.
Right.
The crazy fellow came out.
Yeah, the crazy fellow, and God restored me. So, Yeah. So that's my story. What you got?
That was actually a shorter answer than I thought.
I gave you plenty of time to think.
It's hard.
Between getting pulled over and everything.
You know, I had a good conversation with Mom after my ex had, the affair and she left. And I had a good conversation with Mom. And because my mom has probably been through the most heartache that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of her husband died when she was young. She got remarried. Turned out to be completely different person than anyone thought that he was. And was in and out of legit, psych ward type stuff. It was bad. And then, so that ended up, he left. It was awful, whatever. And then had some kids go through hell stuff, John almost died. And then, we all have our kids' struggles. Obviously, we weren't perfect kids, so we put Mama through the ringer.
Sure.
With decisions that we made. But then also, all of a sudden, now it's she has to watch her kids' lives explode. And so I'm like, all right, Mom, so you've been through it the most. How come you didn't leave your faith? And she goes, well, what else do I have?
Sure.
What else is there? And so with me, with the faith, my faith is a very intellectual faith. And we talked about this in the podcast this morning. And so my faith is a lot more intellectual. And so a lot of times for me, almost leaving the faith, there's other good arguments for other things out there. How do I know my argument's right? That's more so it. Some folks, it's they'll say, we kind of like the Apostle Paul. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. It's the power of God unto salvation to everyone who believes. And he's I ain't ashamed of none.
Right.
And then there's other people where it's I experienced it, I tasted, and I saw that the Lord was good. And so for me, it's the fact of the resurrection is true. And if it's true, everything else, completely fails in comparison.
Sure.
And so if the resurrection, and then so that's where I put my faith is. Those motorcycles?
Yep.
And all their brights around. If the resurrection is true, then everything that Jesus said is true. So what does Jesus say? Well, he's the Son of God. All things are created by him and through him, and by him all things consist. So therefore, that's where I go. But, I listen to a lot of different conversations with folks in different faiths, or atheists or agnostics. I mean, you know me. I listen to debates all the time. And so it's one of those things for me. It's not so much walking away from my faith. It's more of there's a lot of arguments out there. There's a lot of, other faiths and religions out there. So how do I know that I'm in the right one? And some people, and we've talked about this in other episodes, where it's some people say, well, you're good, Mark. All faiths lead to God. So as long as you're pursuing your faith, you're good. Muslims are good. Sikhism is good. We all good, homie. You're good. And I'm but if you say that, and Jesus said this, then we're not all good.
Right.
So how the heck do we balance all of that?
Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Yep.
So,
but I think I think the hardest one I'm dealing with right now is I have a lot of Mormon friends and a lot of Mormon connections and people that I genuinely love. I genuinely care about and genuinely just they're friends. They're employees, they're clients, they're coworkers, they're normal everyday people.
Right.
And they have a beautiful outworking of their faith. Obviously not the secret lives of Mormon wives, they laid messed up.
Right.
But I would say a good, faithful member of the LDS Church, the Mormons, they are very moral people and they do a lot of good. And they as far as they know, follow after the same Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so, and they do read the New Testament. And I've listened to some Mormon, some Mormon, I'll call them sermons, but I don't know what they call them. If they call them sermons or messages or whatever. I listened to a couple just because they were sent to me, and I'm I'll listen to it. That way, when it's time for me to talk, you'll listen too.
Sure.
And so my heart's been grieving for that lately. I pray that God will look at them and say, yeah, you followed, but it's hard because they're different Jesuses and the outpouring's different.
Right.
They are different faiths. So I think that's where I honestly struggle the most with my faith is not even just the atheists out there, but the fact that are actively trying to pursue, I'll say, a higher being to the best of their abilities. And what's going to happen come Judgment Day? That honestly is the biggest struggle I have. That's the biggest struggle I have.
We know exactly what Christ said. We know what's going to happen, right? It's none come to the Father except through Him, and it's not the Jesus we want to make our own Jesus. It's the biblical Jesus, the one of the Bible, and understanding and knowing who He is. So,
and I think that's why it's that's one of the ones that is a struggle. Like Marlene said, what's the biggest struggle that you have? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Is how does that work with all these other different world religions, and they are actively trying to pursue the higher being that they believe to be true.
Sure.
How does that work? But then if that's the answer, well then, then missionary movements are worthless. All these different things are, we don't need to go do nothing because it all roads lead to God, but that's not true.
Right.
So we're called to go into the highways and the byways and have conversation with folks and introduce them to the gospel.
I mean, we talked about, one of my favorite books that I'm reading right now is 1 Samuel, right, with the Bible.
Yep.
And we see there's a lot of prayer to Baal or Baal, however you want to pronounce it. Yet we know the scripture saying that Baal or Baal is a false god, so much so that when the Ark of the Covenant is taking it into the Philistine camp, the Philistine cities, their idols of Baal are fall down prostrate and their hands and heads are removed from the idol itself.
Yep.
And so we know that just because you worship something, you think it's a true God, doesn't make it the true God. And the true God has power. So, I mean, you know what I mean? It's not something that you could just say, well, they're doing their best to, research that higher power. Is there grace for them? I would say no, it doesn't. There is no grace, which should make that call for us to take the gospel into the world and have those interactions, tell people about Christ, that much more important. It's not done out of duty, it's done out of love.
Is that an ambulance or a fire truck?
That's a fire truck.
Yo, that's like a search and rescue mission almost. Like they got the spotlight out in the fields.
Or they got a fire out there. I don't know. Something's going on. Oh, maybe.
Oh, no.
Something's going on big.
What is going on in this town, man?
Dude, I don't know. This is a weird weekend, man.
So we've gotten pulled over. We saw a fire truck. There's an ambulance in there, too. Lots of deer.
Turns.
We might not make it out alive. We'll see.
We started off, we were supposed to be home at 11:13. Now we're estimated time 11:23.
We're getting there. We're getting there, guys.
We'll be there eventually.
But, I would say that's probably one of the harder ones. There is something hard to, I will say, I mean, to keep going down this rabbit hole a little bit. Scripturally, I know what's true in terms of when the Bible talks about that all people have to give account for their works. And there is a little bit where you look at folks who are unrighteous, whether they're saved or not, but they're doing whatever they want to do, and their lives be going great. But then folks who are actively pursuing Jesus, and life is hard.
Oh, Janelle just got home.
Oh, cool. And like I feel like that's a big challenge for a lot of folks too. Is I know some people who who struggle with infertility,
sure,
and then see people. It's like, drug addicts are getting pregnant and whatnot. So why can't I? And I love God, and I want to raise my family up in the way to the Lord, and that's hard.
Just because you love God doesn't mean that everything is going to work out. We still live in a sinful world.
Oh, absolutely.
Things don't work out. I mean, it's a fallen nature. That's why this world is so terrible, because of what sin has done to it. That's God teaching us how bad sin really is. That's what this is. It's a training ground for His people, really, to say, look, this is what sin produces. Do you really want to be in sin?
Right. And sin always looks fun until you catches up to it.
But it's not, because, all right, so sin's fun, right? I'm a sinner. I'm not really hurting anybody, but yet my sin is even corrupting the environment around me, right? Whatever that may be, things are dying. Trees are dying. Animals are dying. There's death in the world. And we know because of Romans 6:23, Paul says that all this wages of sin is death, right? So we know by sin it causes death. That's not just death to us, but that's death to the environment, to the world, to the animals, everything. So it's because of sin that brought that in, and that should be a clear clue for us that God's perfected state without sin, how much more beautiful will things be? If we look at around at nature now and can see the beauty and know that God is real, how much more in a perfected state where sin hasn't gotten its hold on it? You know what I mean?
No, I do. That's and that's a good point. And with thinking through all those different things, you also know by your own personal story of what happens when you are just left to your own devices and see what happens. But I have a lot of gentle reminders in my life of little people that are in my house of you can do whatever you want, eat, drink, be merry, for tomorrow you die type mentality, do whatever, but all actions have consequences,
right?
And sometimes they don't affect you, sometimes they affect others. And so a lot of the issues that my kids are dealing with is because people literally are like, yo, let's just live and let live.
Right.
And then the rest is history.
Well, and a good example of that is tonight, right, at Revive Fest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
Shiloh has sensory processing disorder. He cannot stand it. For whatever reason, it's like an itch you can't scratch if he's wearing anything wet. He cannot stand wet.
Jesus, today was all a wet day.
Well, not only that, but he went out and played in the rain. And Janelle, being the good mother, knowing her son, said, hey, don't go out in the rain. You're going to get wet and you're not going to be comfortable. And I don't have a change of clothes for you. But he disobeyed and went out and played in the rain. So his consequence, right, was that he was stuck in wet clothes. Now, his consequence also affected Janelle because he was doing nothing but whining and crying and complaining about it.
Yep.
Even though it was because of his disobedience that he was in the situation that he was in. And there was nothing Janelle and I could do to get him out of that situation at that point in time.
Sometimes you got to lay in the bed you make, right, but sadly it affects other people too.
Absolutely. So that's a good example of
that's an excellent example.
So
that was a serious question.
Yeah.
But so here's something that I'll throw the ball in your court because I have like no signal, so Facebook's not loading.
Okay.
What's a random question that you want to know about me, my guy?
Oh.
And then I'm gonna think about what I want to ask you as we close out this episode.
Oh man. That's a tough thing to think about because I feel like we've talked about so much.
Ooh, okay, I got one to ask you.
All right, you go first then.
What is something that's on your bucket list? Personally, I'll do this personally. We can do either personally or ministry related or. But what's something that's on the bucket list? Anything.
I would say on the bucket list would probably be, and I know this is going to sound weird, and Janelle's going to be like, what? No way. Because I hate sand, but
what?
Would be to go to Hawaii.
I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming.
It's something that I wouldn't mind going to see Hawaii one time. I hear it's beautiful. My parents have been. They said it's gorgeous.
Go visit Jim. Sit down, have some coffee with our friend Jim All.
Yeah, Jim All.
Side note, Jim, if you're listening to this one, we talked about you on the way up this morning.
When we were drinking coffee and getting coffee.
Like who would we love to sit and chat with? Obviously Rodney.
Right.
And then very quickly it was like Jim in Hawaii.
Yep, absolutely. So
but because I should know this, but I don't. You're not a big beach person necessarily. I thought so because you're a mountains guy and woods.
Mountain guy. I hate
camping.
the beach, but I hear the corals are beautiful. You know, the ocean in that part of the world is beautiful. There's volcanoes. There's all sorts of stuff to see depending on which island you go to. And so it's just always been a bucket list item for me. What about you, man? What's a bucket list item?
Man, I want to go skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing.
What?
Go 2.7 seconds. No, I'm kidding. That's the song.
Oh, okay.
That's the song.
Yeah.
Country song. And live like we were dying.
Yeah. We'll leave that there.
I mean, I have my standard answers, right? Okay. Like, I want to go to the UK.
Sure.
Want to go to the UK. That is on the bucket list. Yeah. I also want to do an old church history tour across Europe.
Dude, definitely.
That is, but those are like.
Have you ever wanted to do like the tour of Israel?
Surprisingly, not really. I mean, yes,
really?
but that's not a bucket. Like, that'd be cool. I think it'd be great.
Oh man,
I would rather go and see like the churches in Germany, walk the path Martin Luther walked, and the Edict of Worms,
See, and
go to
I'd rather go do what Jesus walked.
go see Geneva with John Calvin.
Sure.
Go see the founding of the English Baptists. Go see the Spurgeon.
Sure.
Oh gosh, yeah, just do a church tour,
Yeah.
like even go to the Vatican, like that would just be cool. Like just go on a church tour. Like those are Mark's standard bucket list items.
Gotcha.
But and Beth knows this, what I really, really want to do is I would love to go to a Celtic FC game in Glasgow for a night game.
Oh, that'd be cool.
At a European game, which those are expensive.
Oh, I'm sure.
But that's always been the dream. Cause I have they call their stadium Paradise, but I have a panoramic shot in my office of Paradise, and they came. I'm still mad about this. That's okay. Last year, Revive Fest.
I knew you were going to bring it up.
Celtic had a USA tour, and they played at the University of Notre Dame.
Yep.
I bought tickets just because I got to get tickets, and I know exactly where I want to sit.
Revive Fest was going on.
And Beth brought it up, and I went, oh, crap. And then, to make the wound hurt just a little bit more, my brother, little baby brother, who also enjoys seeing Celtic, like he doesn't follow like I do, but
Sure.
He wants to be like, hey, big bro, He decided to come into town, get him some tickets, and go to the game. And I'm like, my freaking little brother. Some of y'all don't like that word, but I have a lot of emotion in this one. My little brother got to touch the Scottish Cup trophy. He shook some players' hands. He saw my boys play, and I did it. Because I was at Revive Fest. And I had a great time.
Yeah,
I had a great time at Revive. Don't get me wrong. No regrets. But a bucket list is to go watch Celtic at a nighttime game in a European championship. I know that's not really like a good spiritual answer.
Sure.
But that's it. I want to go see Celtic play in Paradise. So Beth knows that if we plan a Scotland trip, it has to be like in the fall/winter, which is not the great touristy time, but it's when Celtic plays. So,
all right,
that's it.
So I've got a question.
Okay.
So if you could go back in time and change one decision,
personal,
whatever, one decision, what decision would it be? Personal, historical, one decision.
That Dietrich Bonhoeffer wasn't hung. I know it sounds cheesy.
Okay.
But I would have loved to see what that man did after the fall of Germany.
What do you think would have happened, like, with history had he not been?
I think the German church wouldn't go to crap. To be completely honest, I think the German church would not have gone to complete crap.
Gotcha.
He was the most. He was an intense disciple maker, like intense to the point of like, whoa, you're running like a monastery over here. But he was a very joyful person. He played soccer with everybody. He played with like the kids, but he was a seminarian. He was a scholar. He was a student. He was a pastor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of other points in history. That's the first one off my head is the fact of I would have loved to have Bonhoeffer not die. Because the other thing too is he was he in his early 30s? He was in his early 30s. I feel like when he got hung back in. When did the war end? 40. Because Pearl Harbor was what year? 1945? 46? History buffs are going to kill me right now for not knowing this.
44, I thought, wasn't it?
See, the years are blanking. So, but Bonhoeffer was killed like 3 weeks before and he was the only one that was hung.
Right.
But he was killed like 2 or 3 weeks before the rest of the people that were with Bonhoeffer in prison were liberated. And so that was in the 40s, and he was 30. And he lived another 60 years into like 2004 to be in his mid-90s. Like, I could have potentially sat under that man if I wanted to. Just first, So that's my thought. That's that. And would it affect and change all of history, like the Harry Potter thing, where it's like, you gotta be careful when you go back in time. You can't change anything.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah. But that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Cool.
Is the fact that Bonhoeffer wasn't hung. I just think that would have completely changed the trajectory of Europe. In the church sense.
Sure.
What about you, my dude?
that's a tough one.
And then my other key one is I wish I knew Beth sooner. That's the other one. I tell her that every day. I wish I knew Beth sooner.
I guess mine is more of a personal one. When I was in Pensacola Christian College, one, I wish I would have stayed, and two, I wish I would have changed my major to biblical studies rather than doing the graphic design. Even though it's fun to do graphic design, I think I would have probably stayed at PCC and been able to finish out my degree had I not been in the graphic design school, art school.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a good artist, and when you're in graphic design at PCC, your first couple of years of college are your drawing art, like hand drawing art. It's very little computer work.
But wait, so obviously you had your gen eds classes or whatever, like your history, your math,
Yeah,
Bible.
yeah,
Like you had that basic
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
right?
no big deal.
Okay.
But most of my gen ed classes I had when I was in high school.
Oh yeah, because you did
Dual enrollment.
dual enrollment.
Yeah.
So you went in already doing a lot of your art classes.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I had a few, like I had a couple speech classes I'd take, math class, stuff like that. But yeah, it was like full blown drawing 101 and stuff like that. And I am not good at drawing, right? I'm just not. It's not what God has talented me with to give me the gift of.
You can make a mean stick figure though.
Absolutely.
You can make a mean stick figure.
I got the stick figure.
The VeggieTales?
Absolutely.
A circle that's Bob.
Yep, I got Bob.
That's
Bob and Larry, I can draw real well.
You see that thing with the big old
But they were
buff
like-
top?
They were like, here's this stage light. We want you to draw it and make it look like what you're
geez.
seeing, perspectives and stuff. And
Which is an art. That's an art.
It's straight up art. It was art class. And I'm like, how is this graphic design? Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. And they're
Right.
like, well, so I remember my college professor going, you might want to rethink your major. And like, that was just like totally deflating for me. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this school. That's one of the reasons why I never
And so
went
that's
back.
why you went home.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I never went back. It's just like
Jeez.
my college professor, like, you might want to rethink your major. And it was like, yeah, well, what does this got to do with graphic design? Like, and I know it does. I know it was building skills, but I was thinking graphic design, like, oh, I'd be
Sit down at a
computer models,
Photoshop,
computer models and stuff like that. Like, that's what I thought, and it was not that. So when I went into it, I was thinking it was going to be more animation. So get you the basics, and then I was going to go to animator school and stuff like that.
Because with animation school, you almost had. I mean, and of course, the wild thing is how much has changed in the last 15 years.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so now it's like, even with websites, like, now I know code. Like,
Sure.
I can HTML. I have to do a lot of hard HTML, and I do
Sure.
a lot of hand CSS and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I know it. I don't know JavaScript well. I'm working on that.
Yeah. See, when I was,
But you have a
it
base.
was all JavaScript.
Exactly.
Stuff, all of it.
And whereas now it's like with these builders, as long as you have an eye for design,
Right.
which that's where being able to use Photoshop comes in.
Sure.
Like, you're golden. You know what I mean? And a lot of it's more around strategic thinking than the design itself.
Sure.
The design plays into the strategic thinking, but so that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Well, that's something good I know about you. Mine is World War II, and what do they say? In your 30s, you either start smoking meat or get really into World War II.
Yeah, there you go. I smoke meat. You got World War II to cover.
I'm a baby smoker. I'm learning. We're getting there. But yeah, World War II. Not World War II, church history.
Sure,
World War II.
sure.
That's it. Well, my dude, we are almost home.
We are.
Almost home. So I feel like, actually, the fun fact that you said up on
Yeah.
stage, have we used that in a podcast episode
I have not.
yet?
No.
So I think we should end this one
All
like
right.
we always do, the fun fact.
So the fun fact of the evening of Revive Fest really was: did you know that humans are the only mammal that have the complex emotion to be able to feel embarrassment and blush?
So not like the shame of a dog, because like
Not
when Maisie
shame.
gets into crap, when she comes
Not-
up,
yeah.
she looks like
Not
she's in
cowardly,
trouble.
not shame because you're in trouble, but embarrassment, the complex emotion of embarrassment.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. That's a good one.
It's a fun
That's
fact.
fascinating. What was another fun fact that I was like, there was like a Bible what the heck is up with your car?
I don't know. It
But,
just
like-
started yesterday.
But like Bible trivia, there was one that we did in that random trivia where I'm like, ooh, that's a good fun fact right there.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. It was Goodwill. There was a couple of them that were good. Anyways.
I don't remember what it was. All right, bro, you signed them off.
All right. Well, if you haven't already, go to our Facebook community page and click on the join button and fill out all the little questionnaire and join our community page if you haven't already. If you haven't checked out any of our social medias, whether it be Instagram or Facebook, go there and follow us. And yeah, that way you can keep updated with some events that are going on with us. Also, if you have not already gone over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification.
I can't do it. Ding. My voice is shot.
Do that now, so when we're on, you know that we're there, even though this one is not really us being
It's on YouTube.
us.
It's just audio.
Yeah,
Just because if we had our cameras up, it would be black.
Yeah.
But it's dark. I mean, we're back in the city. We're in Granger right now.
Yeah, we're 9 minutes from my house.
Hey, look at those rich mansions and those fancy people with the big old pools and whatnot.
Oh, well.
That's okay. They have a high mortgage.
Sure.
Bigger than the one we want. So, either way, dude, we are glad you guys are hanging out with us. This is like, what, the 6th? Oh, shoot. The number after 5th?
The 6th?
The 6th episode of us RTC on the road. And
yeah, it is. Wow.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do too many more RTC episodes on the road for this season.
No, this will probably
Is this the last one for RTC on the road?
Well, I don't think we have any more events that we're going to be on the road with.
Well, I mean, we're both going to West Lafayette, but I think we're driving separate.
True. Yeah, we are driving separate.
We're driving separate. So unless Janelle wants to have you give me a phone call and talk the whole way down, which that ain't not going to happen. She would be so mad at me, but like, I finally got time with my husband.
Right. Oh.
Are you bringing the kids or you're not bringing the kids?
No.
So I say, y'all going to date. She doesn't want me third wheeling.
That's going to be like, I don't care. I'm just going to pop in a podcast in my ear anyways.
but it's different than Mark third wheeling in the car. Oh, gosh. Well, either way, guys, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time.
Take it easy.